let's talk about why you may have been developing players wrong in Dynasty College Football 25. Alright, so for this we went with Pitt. The school really does not matter. We made our own head coach. In the top right corner, you see we have 230 coins available for us. We simmed a couple years in the future. And I also want to mention auto recruiting is horrible. I don't know what's wrong with auto recruiting in this game. It's absolutely terrible. We won the national championship year and we had like the 5th worst class, man. Insane. But what we're doing here is we want to come in here to the coach skill tree. And, you know, I'm getting a lot of questions of what's the best way to develop players, you know, really go over that. And architect, man, I think we sleep on this ability right here. Also, when you pair it with an offense or defensive coordinator, listen, this ability to unlock it, it's a little bit of a requirement, man. You have to win 4 of your rival games. Then you also have to put 25 points into Motivator and then 25 points into Tactician. And then you can unlock the architect, man. So you can unlock it maybe year 2, maybe year 3. But when you do unlock it, you're able to come in here. And these abilities, I mean, these tiers, tier 3, very useful, man. We're going to see the effects of it. We're going to put it to the test. And we're actually going to show you guys how it works. If y'all like this style of content, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, all that, man. Appreciate y'all for watching. The thing I want to make sure I clarify and go over is how I maximize Architect compared to Motivator. And we'll even throw in Talent Developer, as, you know, the name of it would make you think that is very good when it comes to actually, you know, upgrading your talent, which is solid. It is solid, but the requirement is unrealistic, you know, as a small program. I am in year 5 of my temple rebuild. If y'all haven't seen it, go check it out. It's on my channel. We're entering year 5. It's great, but we haven't had 1 player drafted in the first round in 5 seasons, and in this situation you have to have 2. So, you know, it's just a little bit difficult to unlock, but if you do unlock it, it is useful. So we're not going to focus on it too much. But Motivator, for this, I like to think of Motivator, at least the first portion of it, as an off-season boost. Tier 1. You get a bonus XP to whatever position group you choose for if you have a player drafted in the top 3 rounds. Off-season thing. Tier 2 is going to be an in-season game composure thing. I don't care about that. Tier 3, another off-season training boost. We love that. We love that. We'll take that. Tier 4 is another composure thing. We don't really care too much about composure, in my opinion. It just don't have a big impact on the game, in my opinion. But once you get into the Master Motivator, this is also useful for in-season. So this is the one thing that's useful for in-season when it comes to the Motivator. But you have to get the Master Motivator. It's going to be the Tier 3. Increase all XP gains for all offensive linemen. That is useful. That is very useful. And then the Master Motivator is not too difficult. Have 5 players drafted and then also spend 50 in Motivator. That is not too difficult. Just having 5 players drafted, you're probably able to get that, you know, not super hard. Now coming in here to the Architect, I'll look at this more as an in-season only boost, man. In-season only boost. Tier 1. Quarterbacks earn additional XP for in-game goals. We love that. Tier 2, chance to increase a random skill cap when leveling up. We need that. We need that. That is elite. Tier 3, quarterbacks earn XP for every 3-game winning streak. This is where we're getting our money. This is where we're getting our money, and we're really going to get a lot of boosts for these players, man. I'm not encouraging anyone to force games. Do not sim games. Do not force wins if that's not your thing. But if you're able to go on 3-game winning streaks in your dynasty, for sure go with this, man. This is going to be an elite tool to use. And then Tier 4, chance to increase best skill cats when you win a conference or national title, also very useful. So for the experiment, we maxed out 5 of these position groups for this archetype, and these are going to be the 5 players that we're going to focus on. Y'all will see them very shortly. But we want the biggest in-season boost that we could get possible, so this is why we're doing it. So I also went on my way to make sure we signed at least one of my coordinators with the Architect, man, the Architect ability. So now we're getting double. Now we're getting double, you know, double increased chance the tier 2 for a skill cap to increase when leveling up. Then you also, you know, get another additional boost for any 3-game win streak. So this is just going to take everything to the next level, man. So let's go through and actually try the experiment. So like I said, there's 5 players we're going to focus on. And what I did, I made another save file where we did not upgrade our coach. And then we made this save file, obviously, where we did upgrade our coach. And we're going to compare, you know, that end of the season to this end of the season and how each player progressed. To keep things fair, I'm going to force win every game. I'm going to force win every single game during the regular season to keep things fair. And I'm also going to start every single one of these players that we're going over. And like I said, the reason I'm forcing the win is because, we need that 3-game winning streak to really get that boost. The first player is going to be Spencer. He's going to be our starting quarterback. He's a freshman, and he's a 69 overall. He's an impact development guy, and his development trait, his skill caps are solid. But he's going to jump up in overall pretty good during this regular season. Next player we're going to focus on is going to be a junior. He's a 79 overall. His name is Lorenzo. I believe as you go up in, class, I believe it's a little bit harder to level up. That's how it is in Madden. So I'm assuming that's how it is in this game. It's not super clear because we don't actually see a number. Do they need 30,000 XP, 20,000? But I'm assuming as you get older, it's a little bit more difficult for you to level up. But Lorenzo, his skill caps are not as good. He is a little bit older. He's damn near at his max overall, but he's an impact development guy. Next is going to be Rudy, who is a freshman on the O-line. And he is a star development 78 overall 4-star, and his skill caps are good. I mean, he's a freshman, obviously. He 4-star freshman. He could become a very good player. So we're going to see how he develops as well. Then on the defensive side of the ball, we're actually going to start the freshman down here, Gerald, who is coming in as a 76 overall, normal development 4-star, and his skill caps are not as good as some of the other players, but he still could get better. He still could definitely get better. We're going to start him, obviously, as well. The last player we're going to focus on is Dion Slay. He's going to be a cornerback, and he's a 68 overall red shirt freshman with star development, 3-star guy, and his skill caps are also, he could get a lot better. Another guy we're going to start and see how he progressed in that role. All right, we came in here, we forced every win for our team, and like I said, that's just so we're being consistent in both experiments. Now we're just going to sim to the halfway point in the season, make sure everything good, and injuries are also off, wear and tear is off, so you don't have to worry about that as well. All right, so we sim to week 15. Listen, we are 12-0, obviously, and we are at the end of our season. Let's come in here to the roster, and let's just look at our guys, man. See how players progressed, especially the guys we started. So first guy is going to be Spencer, and he is up. Listen, this is end season. This is great for me personally. End season overall, he started as a 69. He is up to a 68 overall end season. 68 overall end season. This is phenomenal. And also consider, with these guys, when they get the skill points, they have the option to either upgrade one of their abilities to the next level, or to either unlock one of these abilities, or they could upgrade their actual overall. So he went up damn near 10 overalls. We're looking at 9 overall difference for our starting quarterback, who obviously had a good year, but having that archetype took that to the next level. That's why we that's why we forced the wins, to make sure that they're consistent with having good years. And you see he jumped up 9 overalls already. So let's go ahead and look at the next guy. Lorenzo, our junior running back, went up 5 overalls. Not as big of a gap, but he's a junior. I kind of explained earlier, I think the older you get, the less you progress, and also pretty much the harder it is to get more skill points in this game. So that's how it works in Madden. Like I said, I think that's how it works in this, but he went up 5 overalls, and that's a good boost. That is a good in-season boost, man. I have players that, did not go up 1 overall the entire season before, my Temple series. Make sure I go check that out. All right, so next we go to the O-line and look at Rudy. So keep in mind, we do have, one of our coaches have the tactician boost for the O-line. So in the top right corner, that's where you're able to see Rudy true overall. In the middle of the screen, where you see that 82, that's his overall after the boost. So in the left right corner, his overall before the season was 75. So he's up to a 79. He went up 4 overalls during this season, which is good. And he's almost at another skill cap. Again, if you look at his right under his name, he's about to get another upgrade. And listen, another very good jump, especially for O-line, man. O-line, they really don't get, stats. So for them to actually progress like this is phenomenal. Next, we got our middle linebacker, and this is going to be the only one where his overall did not shift that much. It went up 2. 2 is still solid compared to, like I said, in my series, I had guys not change overall the entire season. So he went up 2 overalls, which is okay. Like I said, not great compared to, we got some players jumping up 9 overalls, but he just might not have produced good stats. He might not have put up good stats. He is a field general linebacker, and, his caps are not ideal, man. Run stopper can't get any better, so maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe they upgraded the wrong stats. His overall actually did not increase, because technically they could upgrade pass rusher and his overall might not go up. That is 100% thing that could happen, especially when development is so random. So that could have happened. You never know. And then last player is going to be Deion Slay, who is going to be our cornerback that started off as a 66 overall. He is up to a 72 overall after starting the full season at cornerback with the star development. And he has got better, man. He has got better. We'll take a jump like that. We'll take a 6-point jump for sure, man. For a cornerback, freshman, and then also you got the offseason development coming through. So, you could have some players jump up crazy in overall, with this method right here. But now let's look at the other version where we don't upgrade our coach skill and just compare the two. All right, so now we're back in the other file where, Spencer is back at a 69 overall before the season. Lorenzo is back at a 79. Our old lineman, like I said, in the top right corner, you see he's a 75 overall. He's back at a 75. Then our middle linebacker is also back down to that 76 overall. So we're back in the original file, and we're not going to upgrade our head coach at all. We're going to stay with that 230 points. It'll probably go up after the season, but we're going to do the same thing, force our wins. We're going to start all of those guys, and then we're going to advance the season. All right, so exact same conference championship game, Pitt versus NC State. But look in the top right corner, we are back in the file where we did not use our coach points. But it's also worth mentioning, remember, our offensive coordinator does have the archetype coach points. So he does have that. So we still going to receive a boost for a lot of these players, man. Especially because he have a lot of those abilities tier 4. So we're still going to see the boost for quarterback. For the quarterback, our guy Spencer, he's only up to a 73 this go around. Last go around, he went all the way up to a 78. So big difference, man, big difference. He did not develop as much. And, I'm going to say it has to do with because we did not upgrade our head coach this go around. For the running back, Lorenzo went up to the same exact overall, both at 84. And this could have to do with, he's a junior. They don't develop as fast. Like I said, in my opinion, they seem to not develop the older they get. And it makes sense. It does make sense a little bit. But he's going to be up to the same exact overall. Also consider the fact that our OC has, archetype maxed out. All 4 tiers maxed out for a lot of the position groups. Next we have O-line, man, and O-line is going to be another situation where he actually develops one better. He's up to an 83. In the other version, he went up to an 82. But we consistently get in players development in the regular season, and that's something that typically does not happen in my regular dynasty, man. So this archetype is still useful. Next, let's go to the middle linebacker, and he developed one less. He's up to a 77. In the other version, he went up to a 78. Both situations, he did not develop that much, man. He only went up 2 overalls this time he went up 1. So both situations, he barely developed. And then lastly, we have the cornerback, who is up to a 70. In the other version, he went up to a 72. So we got 2 overall difference. And like I said, we did everything exactly the same, man. Started everyone won the same amount of games, and we went 3 for 5. If you want to count the one guy that has the same exact overall, we went 4 for 5. But more times than not, clearly, if you go into this archetype with your head coach and then also get a coordinator, you are going to be in a great spot when it comes to upgrading players' overalls throughout the season, man. All right, so just to sum this up, man, I am not telling y'all to force wins. I am not. Do not force wins in your dynasty. Do not force wins to help player overalls go up, unless that's your thing. I'm just doing this as an experiment to show y'all that archetype is very useful, especially when you get that 3-game winning streak. That tier 3 boost is very useful, man. And then also when you pair it with an offense or defensive coordinator that have the archetype, very useful. That's all I'm doing here. I'm not telling y'all to force wins, but this is very useful. If y'all want me to go over some other coach abilities, let me know, man. A few of them are also very slept on. I could go over them. Just let me know down in the comments. But other than that, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Make sure I like, comment, subscribe. Check out the Temple series. But we on to the next one.